Dr. Reina Patel stood at her workstation in the Mount Palomar Observatory, her eyes fixed on a string of anomalous data readings that shouldn't exist. The quantum interferometer she designed had detected something impossible, a network of artificial gravity wells scattered throughout the solar system, invisible to conventional detection methods. "Jai, run the analysis again," she commanded the observatory's AI system. "Focus on the gravitational distortions in the Kuiper belt." "Analysis confirmed, Doctor," Jai responded after a moment. "The pattern suggests artificial construction. These are not natural phenomena." Reina's hands trembled as she reached for her secure comm unit. After 3 years of searching, she finally had proof. Humanity was not alone, and their visitors had been watching them for a very long time. Within hours, the United States Defense Command's underground facility in Geneva was buzzing with activity. Director Marcus Torres, a veteran of the Mars colonial wars, studied the holographic display of the solar system, now highlighted with hundreds of red dots representing the alien observation posts. "How long have they been there?" he asked, his voice tight with controlled anger. Reina gestured to the data streams floating around them. "Based on the decay rate of the quantum signatures, at least 50 years. They've been studying us, Director. Learning our weaknesses, our capabilities, our patterns. And now we know about them," Lieutenant General Kaori Tanaka interjected, her cybernetic eye whirring as it processed the tactical implications. "The question is, what do we do with this information?" Before anyone could respond, Dr. Viktor Petrov, head of Project Prometheus, burst into the room. The normally composed quantum physicist looked shaken. "Director, you need to see this." He uploaded new data to the holographic display. "We've detected energy buildups in the observation network. They know we've found them." The room fell silent. Decades of preparation for this moment, and now it had arrived. Humanity's greatest test was about to begin. Director Torres straightened his shoulders. "Initiative Shadowkeeper is now active. Dr. Patel, you'll work with Dr. Petrov on weaponizing your detection system. General Tanaka, activate the Prometheus protocol. They think they've been watching us. Let's show them what they've missed." Deep beneath the surface of Mars, in a facility unknown to all but a handful of people, automated systems began to power up. The entire base had been constructed in secret over the past 20 years, using technology reversed engineered from a crashed alien scout ship found in the Antarctic ice. Captain Zara Nazari of the UES Hyperion, Earth's first true warship, received her orders with a grim smile. Her vessel, officially classified as a deep space research ship, was one of 30 similar vessels hidden throughout the solar system. Each was equipped with technology that shouldn't exist yet, according to humanity's official technological level. Battle stations, she commanded, and her crew moved with practiced precision. "Disengage quantum camouflage on my mark." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden fleet prepared for war. The aliens had watched Earth develop primitive ion engines and basic space stations, never realizing that these were deliberate misdirections. Behind the scenes, quantum drives and dark matter weapons had been developed in absolute secrecy. In the Kuiper belt, aboard the massive vessel designated as Observation Post Alpha, Fleet Commander Exorthul of the Hegemony received the alert with growing concern. The humans had detected their surveillance network far ahead of projected technological development curves. As he prepared to signal the invasion fleet waiting in dark space, his sensor officer called out in alarm. Multiple quantum signatures detected. Energy readings exceeding all projected human capabilities. Exorthul rushed to the viewing screen just in time to see space itself tear open as humanity's hidden fleet emerged from quantum camouflage. The vessels were massive, their designs unlike anything in the Hegemony's database of conquered species. On Earth, Director Torres watched the tactical display with satisfaction. "Send the message," he ordered. Across all frequencies, in every known alien language, humanity's response to decades of surveillance was broadcast. "You thought you were studying us. In truth, we were studying you. Earth is not your prey. Earth is not your conquest. Earth is humanity's home, and we will defend it. You have one planetary rotation to withdraw your forces, or we will demonstrate exactly what you failed to learn about us. The silent invasion had failed. Now, the real war would begin. In her lab, Reyna allowed herself a small smile as she continued to decode more alien transmissions. They had thought humans primitive, predictable, easy prey. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. Above Earth, the stars seemed to shimmer as hundreds of quantum-camouflaged human warships moved into defensive positions. Humanity had prepared for this moment for generations. They were ready. The time for hiding was over. The time for action had begun. The hegemony's response came not with words but with action. Massive hyperspace rifts tore open across the solar system as their main invasion fleet arrived. Thousands of biomechanical ships, each one a masterpiece of organic technology, emerged from the void. Their hulls pulsed with living energy, a stark contrast to humanity's sleek, angular vessels. Lieutenant Commander Aisha Rahman, aboard the stealth vessel UES Shadowblade, watched the enemy fleet's arrival through quantum-enhanced sensors. "Those are just the vanguard forces," she reported to Central Command. Long-range scans indicate 3 more waves approaching. In Geneva, Director Torres and his team assessed the tactical display. The enemy fleet outnumbered them 5 to 1, but numbers weren't everything. "Execute Operation Starfall," he ordered. "All ships, commence Phase 1. Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden installations activated. On Mars, massive particle accelerators beneath the red soil powered up. In the asteroid belt, quantum resonators disguised as mining stations began to pulse with energy. On Europa, beneath kilometers of ice, thermal generators awakened. Aboard the Hegemony Command ship, Fleet Commander Exorthol received increasingly disturbing reports. His sensor officers detected energy buildups throughout the system, but the readings made no sense. "Impossible," he muttered, his crystalline eyes widening. "Their technology level cannot support this." Captain Nazari of the Hyperion smiled as she gave the order. "All ships, engage quantum slip drives. Execute attack pattern Omega." The human fleet vanished, only to reappear seconds later inside the Hegemony formation. What followed was unlike any battle in the alien empire's long history. Human ships phased in and out of normal space, their weapons ignoring traditional shields through quantum tunneling. Dr. Viktor Petrov monitored the battle from his quantum mechanics lab. "The reverse-engineered phase technology is working perfectly," he reported. "Their organic shields can't adapt to our quantum-shifted weapons." But the Hegemony hadn't conquered 1,000 worlds through weakness. Their ships began to adapt, their living hulls evolving in real time to counter human tactics. The battle devolved into a deadly dance of adaptation and counter-adaptation. From her stealth observation post, Aisha noticed something odd about the enemy's communication patterns. "Dr. Patel," she called over the secure channel, "are you seeing this? They're ship-to-ship communications." Reyna was already analyzing the data. "Yes, it's not just communication, it's genetic information. Their ships are sharing adaptation data like a biological immune system." Her fingers flew across holographic controls. "But that means we can exploit it," Aisha finished. The two women, though separated by millions of kilometers, shared the same realization. In the midst of the chaos, humanity revealed another surprise. From Jupiter's orbit, enormous gravitational wave generators activated, creating artificial gravity wells that disrupted the Hegemony's formation. Ships that had evolved to counter quantum weapons suddenly found themselves trapped in spatial distortions. "Now," Director Torres commanded. "Execute Phase 2. The Mars installation fired, sending a focused beam of accelerated particles through the enemy fleet. But this was no ordinary particle beam, it carried a payload of engineered quantum viruses, designed to infect and corrupt the organic technology of the hegemony ships. Exorthol watched in horror as his ships began to turn on each other, their living systems corrupted by human ingenuity. How? He demanded. They were supposed to be primitive. We watched them for decades. In Geneva, General Tanaka allowed herself a small smile. Launch the Prometheus weapons, she ordered. From hidden silos across the solar system, humanity's ultimate deterrent emerged. Massive vessels, each powered by artificial quantum singularities, moved into position. These ships had been built in absolute secrecy, their very existence hidden even from most of Earth's leadership. The hegemony fleet reeled as the Prometheus vessels opened fire. Beams of concentrated dark energy carved through their formations, while quantum torpedoes created localized patches of altered spacetime that torn ships apart at the atomic level. But victory was not assured. The hegemony's biological ships continued to evolve and adapt. For every ship they lost, the survivors became stronger, more resistant to human weapons. The battle hung in the balance. Aboard the Shadow Blade, Aisha made a decision. Central Command, requesting permission to execute Operation Eclipse. There was a pause before Director Torres responded. You understand the risks, Commander. I do, sir. But their adaptation rate is increasing. We need to end this now. Permission granted. Good hunting, Commander. The Shadow Blade, smallest of humanity's warships, activated its experimental drive system. The ship vanished, not into quantum space, but into something else entirely. Reyna watched the readings with a mixture of pride and concern. The technology was based on her theories about the true nature of spacetime, but it had never been tested in combat. The Shadow Blade reappeared inside the Hegemony Command ship's quantum shields, its hull glowing with exotic energy. Aisha's voice came through the comm system, distorted but clear, for Earth. The explosion that followed didn't just destroy ships, it created a cascade of quantum effects that rippled through the hegemony fleet, disrupting their adaptive capabilities and leaving them vulnerable to conventional attacks. As the first phase of the battle drew to a close, humanity had proven itself far more dangerous than the hegemony had ever imagined. But this was just the beginning. In deep space, more hegemony reinforcements were approaching, and on Earth, Project Prometheus entered its final phase. The real war was about to begin. Deep beneath the Atacama Desert, in a facility known only as the Forge, Dr. Reyna Patel stood before a massive crystalline structure that pulsed with an inner light. The artifact, discovered decades ago and kept secret from the world, was finally beginning to make sense. It's not just a weapon, she explained to Director Torres through a quantum-encrypted channel. It's a key. The hegemony wasn't the first advanced civilization to find Earth. The crystalline structure's pulse quickened as if responding to her words. Around the world, similar artifacts, hidden in the most remote locations, began to resonate in harmony. On the front lines, the battle had reached a stalemate. The hegemony's second wave had arrived, bringing with them planet-killer weapons that forced the human fleet to adopt defensive positions. Captain Nazari's Hyperion led a desperate holding action near Mars, its quantum shield straining against weapons that distorted the fabric of reality itself. We can't hold them much longer, she reported, as another human vessel succumbed to the hegemony's assault. Whatever you're planning, do it fast. In orbit around Neptune, Commander James Chin of the UES Prometheus watched the tactical display with growing concern. The experimental quantum consciousness network linking human ships and crews, technology reversed engineered from the artifacts, was revealing patterns in the enemy's attacks that shouldn't exist. They're not just fighting us, he realized, sharing his thoughts directly through the network. They're searching for something. The artifacts. The revelation spread through the quantum network like lightning. The hegemony's true goal wasn't just conquest, they were afraid of what humanity might discover. In the Forge, Reyna's team made a breakthrough. The artifacts weren't weapons at all, they were keys to something far more significant. Director, she called out, her voice trembling with excitement, I know why they're really here. Earth isn't just another world to conquer. It's a vault. Before she could explain further, proximity alarms blared. A hegemony strike force had penetrated Earth's defenses, their target obvious, the Forge. Activate the Lazarus Protocol, Director Torres ordered. Throughout the facility, hidden defenses emerged. But these weren't conventional weapons, they were technologies that defied the known laws of physics, created through decades of studying the artifacts. The strike force never stood a chance. Their organic ships, advanced as they were, couldn't comprehend what they were facing. Reality itself seemed to reject their presence, their matter converting to energy in impossible ways. In orbit, the battle took an unexpected turn. The quantum network linking human ships suddenly expanded, connecting with something ancient and vast. Through their neural interfaces, every human crew member felt it, a presence that had slumbered beneath Earth's surface for millions of years. We are not alone in this fight, Reyna announced, her voice carried through the quantum network. Earth has had guardians all along. We just needed to prove ourselves worthy of their legacy. From beneath Earth's oceans, from deep within Mars, from the ice of Europa, ancient machines awakened. They were unlike anything either humanity or the hegemony had created, technology so advanced it bordered on the miraculous. Fleet Commander Exorthol watched in horror as his tactical display filled with new signatures. Progenitor technology, he whispered, a term that carried both reverence and fear in hegemony culture. The humans, they're the inheritors. The tide of battle shifted dramatically. The ancient machines, responding to human commands through the quantum network, moved with impossible grace. They didn't destroy the hegemony ships, they simply denied them the right to exist in our reality. But victory came with a price. The quantum network was changing those connected to it. Human consciousness expanded, evolved, adapted to handle concepts and technologies that their minds were never designed to comprehend. We're becoming something new, Commander Chen reported, his thoughts echoing through the network. The artifacts, the machines, they're not just weapons or tools. They're a test. An invitation. Director Torres received the report with mixed emotions. Humanity would survive this invasion, but they would emerge forever changed. The price of victory would be their own evolution. In the Forge, Reyna worked to understand the flood of information pouring through the quantum network. The artifacts were revealing Earth's true history, a history of guardian races, of ancient conflicts, of civilizations rising and falling over millions of years. And now humanity had proven themselves worthy to join this legacy. But first, they had to survive the hegemony's final assault. The third wave was approaching, led by ships that dwarfed even the planet killers. This time, though, Earth would not face them alone. As the ancient machines gathered for battle, as human consciousness expanded through the quantum network, as secrets buried for millions of years came to light, one thing became clear, the real war was just beginning. And humanity was ready for it. The quantum network hummed with newfound power as humanity's consciousness expanded through it. Through their neural interfaces, Earth's defenders experienced reality in ways their ancestors could never have imagined. Time became fluid, space malleable, and the true nature of the universe revealed itself. Commander Chen, now more energy than matter, directed the Prometheus through impossible geometries. His consciousness, linked with his crew and ship through the quantum network, perceived the approaching hegemony armada not as ships, but as distortions in the cosmic web of existence. They don't understand what they're facing, he transmitted through the network. The hegemony built an empire on stolen technology, but we've become something else entirely. In the Forge, Reyna Patel had transcended traditional understanding. The artifacts showed her visions of Earth's true history, a cosmic legacy stretching back billions of years. The progenitors, she shared through the network, they weren't just another advanced race. They were the universe's first sentient beings. The knowledge cascaded through the quantum network. Earth had been a seed world, one of many scattered across the galaxy. The progenitors hadn't died out, they had evolved beyond physical form, leaving behind artifacts to guide worthy civilizations toward ascension. The hegemony's third wave arrived, led by their Supreme Command ship, a construct larger than Earth's moon. Supreme Overlord Zaxtal, head of the Hegemony Council, addressed Earth directly. "You cannot comprehend what you meddle with," the transmission boomed. "The progenitor legacy belongs to those strong enough to take it. Surrender now, or we will reduce your world to atoms." Director Torres, his consciousness now spanning multiple dimensions through the quantum network, smiled. "Show them our answer." Captain Nazari, the Hyperion now fused with her consciousness, led the first strike. Her ship phase-shifted between dimensions, weapons drawing power directly from the quantum foam of spacetime. The hegemony's organic ships, advanced as they were, couldn't track an enemy that existed in multiple realities simultaneously. But the hegemony hadn't come unprepared. Their flagship deployed dark matter disruptors, weapons designed to tear apart the quantum fabric of space itself. Reality buckled as the two forces clashed. Through the quantum network, humanity's collective consciousness reached deeper into the progenitor legacy. Ancient machines, dormant for eons, transformed as human understanding grew. They weren't just weapons or tools, they were extensions of consciousness itself. From her position in the forge, Reyna made a stunning discovery. The artifacts aren't just keys, she broadcast through the network. They're fragments of the progenitor's collective consciousness. They've been waiting for a species capable of joining them. The revelation shook both sides of the conflict. The hegemony had spent millennia trying to unlock the progenitor's power through force and biology. Humanity had succeeded by doing something entirely different, they had evolved their consciousness to match the progenitor's frequency. Commander Chen led the Prometheus into the heart of the hegemony fleet, his ship now more thought than matter. "We understand now," he transmitted on all frequencies. The test wasn't about power or technology. It was about transcendence. The battle transformed into something beyond traditional combat. Human ships, guided by expanded consciousness and powered by progenitor technology, danced through dimensions. The ancient machines, fully awakened and integrated with human thought, created geometric patterns that altered the fundamental laws of physics within their influence. Supreme Overlord Zaxtal watched in growing horror as his mighty fleet was systematically dismantled by forces he couldn't comprehend. The hegemony's organic technology, based on stolen and imperfectly understood progenitor designs, was like child's play compared to what humanity had become. But victory was not assured. The hegemony's desperate final gambit involved weapons that threatened to rip apart the solar system itself. Dark energy cascades and quantum nullification waves threatened to undo the very fabric of spacetime. Through the quantum network, humanity's collective consciousness reached a decision. They would have to take the next step, full integration with the progenitor legacy. It would mean becoming something beyond human, but the alternative was extinction. Director Torres gave the order. Activate the final protocol. All ships, all minds, synchronize with the artifacts. As the hegemony's doomsday weapons approached Earth, the quantum network pulsed with unprecedented power. Every human connected to it felt their consciousness expand exponentially. The artifacts, scattered across the solar system, resonated in perfect harmony. The universe seemed to hold its breath as humanity prepared to take its greatest leap forward. The progenitor's final test was at hand, and its outcome would determine not just Earth's fate, but the future of consciousness itself in the galaxy. The transformation had begun. And there would be no turning back. As the hegemony's doomsday weapons approached Earth, time itself seemed to slow. Through the quantum network, billions of human minds joined in perfect synchronization. The artifacts, now fully awakened, pulsed with energy that transcended physical laws. The transformation began. Humanity's collective consciousness expanded beyond the confines of traditional spacetime. Every person connected to the network experienced existence across multiple dimensions simultaneously. They became aware of realities layered upon realities, of thoughts spanning galaxies, of time flowing in all directions at once. Captain Nazari, her consciousness now one with both her ship and the quantum network, perceived the hegemony's weapons as mere ripples in the cosmic ocean. "We see it all now," she broadcast, her thoughts reaching across dimensions. "The progenitors didn't leave us weapons. They left us evolution itself." Supreme Overlord Zaxtal watched in disbelief as his ultimate weapons dissipated harmlessly against barriers that existed outside of conventional reality. The human fleet had transformed into beings of pure energy and thought, their ships now constructs of consciousness given form through will alone. Through the quantum network, Reyna shared the final revelation. "The progenitors never died," she transmitted. "They became the framework of reality itself. And now, we join them." The ancient machines, fully integrated with human consciousness, began to move in impossible patterns. They weren't fighting the hegemony fleet, they were rewriting the laws of physics around them. Space folded, time curved, and reality reshaped itself according to humanity's collective will. Commander Chen, now existing as pure consciousness, led the Prometheus through the heart of the hegemony formation. But instead of attacking, he shared with them what humanity had become. Through his expanded awareness, he showed them the truth: the progenitors had never intended their legacy to be claimed through force. "You sought to conquer what could only be earned through evolution," his thoughts echoed through both normal space and the quantum realm. The power was never in the artifacts. It was in the journey to understand them. The hegemony fleet, faced with a force that transcended their understanding of reality, began to retreat. But humanity's transformation had given them a deeper wisdom. They didn't seek revenge or domination. Director Torres, his consciousness now spanning the solar system, made an unprecedented offer. "Join us," he broadcast to the hegemony ships. "Not as conquerors or conquered, but as fellow travelers on the path to understanding." From the forge, now a nexus of pure consciousness, Reyna activated the final sequence. The artifacts released their full power, not as weapons, but as gateways to a higher plane of existence. The quantum network expanded beyond Earth, beyond the solar system, reaching toward the galaxy itself. Supreme Overlord Zaxtal, witnessing the true power of the progenitor legacy, made his choice. His flagship lowered its weapons, and through the quantum network, the hegemony experienced their first taste of true transcendence. Humanity had passed the ultimate test. They had faced extinction and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. The progenitor's plan, set in motion billions of years ago, had come to fruition. Earth became a beacon, a shining light of consciousness that reached across the galaxy. The human fleet, no longer bound by physical laws, began the work of sharing their evolution with other civilizations. The hegemony, under humanity's guidance, started their own journey toward transcendence. In the depths of space, ancient machines stirred on countless worlds. The signal had been sent, a new species had joined the cosmic consciousness. Humanity had not just survived, they had become something greater. Commander Chen, his consciousness now free to explore the cosmos, shared a final thought through the network: "We were never meant to conquer the stars. We were meant to become them." And across the galaxy, on countless worlds, other artifacts began to pulse with new energy. Humanity's ascension was just the beginning. The true age of consciousness had dawned. In the end, Earth had not just defended itself, it had fulfilled its destiny as a cradle of cosmic evolution. The silent watchers, the progenitors themselves, observed from their realm beyond conventional existence as their great experiment bore fruit. Humanity had transcended. And the universe would never be the same.